He get the maximum.
Hey, he's
still taking a W for it. Salute.
Hey, that's a win.
I said 180 to 250.
Salute.
Finally, feels good to be right. I've been wrong. I've been on a nice stretch of wrong.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. So longtime collaborators Drake and Party Next Door have reunited for their first ever full-length joint album titled Some Sexy Songs for You, which officially dropped on February 14th. The 21-track album showcases the duo's signature blend of sultry, R&B, and melodic rap, arriving at a time when both artists are riding career highs. Although Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show dominated recent music headlines, Drake keeps his focus on delivering chart-topping music with this highly anticipated project. Party Next Door, who's a key OVO sound signee, has long contributed to Drake's biggest hits, including Come and See Me and Loyal, making his joint album a natural extension of their past collaborations.
My projection was wrong.
My projection was right.
You know, I had him at 120.
I said 150 to 250. He get the maximum.
Hey, he's
still taking a W for it. Salute.
That's a
I
win.
said 180 to 250.
Salute.
Finally, feels good to be right. I've been wrong. I've been on a nice stretch of wrong. It do feel good to get one back in the correct playbook. So yeah, projection 250. It's not so shocking to me.
No, not really.
It's not so shocking.
Look, man, #1 album. You know,
it's Drake still, guys.
No, but I'm just saying.
I think
we didn't spend no real money outside of anything on this. We didn't spend no crazy marketing budget. So
True.
250 coming back is still a win.
Yeah, it's a win.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, oh, he didn't do 400 and it's a flop. Yo, y'all don't know what people paid, and they have their projections. If it falls in that range, they good.
Right.
So I salute to them.
Yeah, nothing about
it's still like Park said. It's still Drake.
It's still Drake. Like people have taken this battle, and we've set it up here, and people still think that we're like preying on his downfall or whatever. Drake is still Drake, and Drake is going to continue to be Drake. He's going to sell records. Like he lost a battle. It's not the end of the fucking world. His career is not over. He doesn't have to go into fucking hiding. He will sell records.
I get niggas getting on me for calling him a corpse. Some people misunderstood that, but I meant corpse. Drake, as you knew him, is no longer. We in a new chapter. We in a new chapter of Drake, but that's still Drake. Yeah. So, like I was telling Ish, anything below a certain number was gonna make me look at him like, okay, it's a little worse than I thought. But 250 is respectable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially on a collab album.
Yeah.
Give me what y'all think he'll do on a solo project. I saw Ack make a prediction that if he just gives it 6 months, 500K easy.
I think it depends on what the first single sound like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
if he put out a
no single.
Surprise drop?
Nah.
Like a cold type
No
of
single
situation?
surprise drop in
What it
call
sound
it
like?
August.
Is it good though? Is it good music?
400.
Like is it
It's
the
good
Drake
music.
we looking for, or
If
is
it's
it
good
honestly
music,
never mind?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say it's good music. I think this party shit was good music.
All right, so 1 to 10 Drake, right? Let's just say on a 1 to 10 scale with Drake. If he puts out a 7.5
In
quality Drake
Overall?
project.
400.
400.
Yeah, 400. He can do 400 easy.
Because I think what happens is the very first day, and from what I've been seeing, y'all know this is not my wheelhouse, but from what I've been seeing, when the album drops, everybody goes to social media. And if everybody on social media is saying this shit is fire, this shit is crazy, this shit is this shit is that, I think the album picks up steam. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
If the niggas in the social media be like, I think that shit'll lose steam.
And if it also is, regardless of social media, if it's good music, people will listen to it again. I know I will.
it's that
Like
part.
if I like the album, I'm gonna keep listening to it. I don't give a fuck what social media
If it's
says.
good music, social media will say it's good. The people outside will say it's good. The people at work will say it's good.
It's gonna get picked up on
it's all in the
radio.
music.
It's back to the Budden conversation, the LA Reid thing too. If
I
it's
don't put
good,
that much power in social media. I think social media is a small community in terms of who you're looking for when you trying to get them to purchase a project.
Agreed.
You want to hit them, but you want to hit everybody else too.
And they don't affect the real world like they think they do.
Agreed.
That's what I keep saying. Listen, the people that's using social media, right, they working when they on there. They working.
Yep.
Like even with the 50 posts. I think it's work. I think I got shows down. I ain't got nothing going on. I'm gonna hit this algorithm the way I hit it. I don't believe none of it.
You think you're gonna go out?
We don't have to be.
No, because every podcast is different. So even some of the times when you say, "Yo, that's podcasting," if you look at the landscape and other podcasts,
There's nothing like up
they
here.
don't do what we do.
There's nothing
can't
like
either.
this one.
I know. I'm just saying. So
Yo, other podcast. Let me just shoot it.
Yo, this
It's not
other
even a pod.
pods.
Sometimes it's a soap opera.
You can't.
Yeah, but
It's
this
a daytime
this
soap.
podcast is sold, and I won't say sold, but it's built off of the premise that everyone up here is either pretty close or friends, or have some type of deeper rapport than just coworker. That's what makes people like what 100%. People feel like this is
I don't know.
no.
That's accurate.
no, I
That's
think
accurate.
it's
I think it's
based
deeper than
around
that.
Joe,
And
right?
I can't say that that's all
Joe is
way
the
accurate.
center.
It's not.
And
It's
it's
a
the branches
factor.
that
It's a
come off
massive
to all of
factor.
us.
It's a massive factor.
Joe is the factor, of course, that brings all of us together. But
I
the
don't think it's
connection,
such a massive factor either.
But
Joe, I think it's the biggest factor.
It is.
you're
I think
so
that's what
wrong.
people mostly lean on. The fact
think-
that they feel all of us up here are
the selling
close.
point.
We share stories. We've had experiences. Well, the arguments with y'all don't even get the attention it gets unless they actually know that you have an actual rapport.
That's true. That's the root
And
of
history.
the show. That's
And
the root,
history,
the root
yeah.
of
The
the
show
That's
is
the
like you said, is Joe, and then if you go further, even before
No.
the podcast, let me just finish. If you go before even the podcast, what Joe was able to sustain throughout his career was his openness with his fan base.
True.
So you always showed them the side that he did what most rappers didn't do, and that show you my inner circle,
No.
my inner life.
No.
And now he brought.
No, I mean, I'm listening.
everybody's
Go-
letting themselves
Go ahead.
talk.
I mean, we all do it. Go ahead.
Freeze gold.
And he brought that to the pod. And that's part of the driving factor here is they think that you're seeing like the behind the scenes of him kicking it with his close friends.
Okay. The beginning of this pod becoming what it started to become is, don't get me wrong, Joe is Joe. But a part of what made Joe and his stories connect is because the people he had sitting with him were very close friends to the public. So it wasn't just the dynamic of Joe just being who he was. It was also the fact that he was interacting with people who were really close.
Y'all aren't a
They
bunch of
felt like-
randoms.
yeah, it
Y'all
wasn't
have
just a bunch of
history.
random people. It felt
And
like
the
there was
conversations that happen up here, a lot of it is rooted in your history. There's inside jokes.
True.
There's shit that people have latched onto day one. That's why you refer to the day ones, because the day ones know so much about y'all because of how much they are invested in your fucking
Shit.
connected history.
Think about
So
all
he's
the
fucking
people. Who
right.
know,
It's-
think about
there's
all the people.
it's
Think
all at
about
the
all the
same-
people that knew about Ish and Ice before they ever sat here.
I want to argue against it, but they're going to misinterpret it, and then there's going to be think pieces. Because
You love think pieces,
that's not all the way true.
No, it may not be 100% of the pie, but it's a nice piece of the pie.
Is there a way to do it in a different way to get
I
your
mean,
point across?
because what is it? Shout out to the day ones
First time and last time listeners?
and the last time listeners. Yes, I think that it's true that the beginning of this podcast and maybe at a few segments throughout the podcast, throughout the 10 years, it was rooted in friendship. I think that when Rory and them left, I think this podcast got exponentially bigger. And I think to continue to say that a large part is rooted in friendships shortchanges not only the job that each of you do individually, what y'all all bring individually, and what y'all have developed as a collective. Yes, the extra jokes are cool. The 20 years and the 20 years and all that shit is cool. I think that still we may just take for granted how seismic this audience is.
That's true.
And that's not. And
The
that,
bulk of this audience, they're not here for that.
And none of that is to diminish.
Today.
None of that is to diminish anything that you just said.
I don't
It's
agree.
not to say that what we're saying is the most significant part, but it is. Maybe it's a
It's a
small.
part of history.
It is.
It's a
like,
big part of history.
for example,
It's a piece of the pie.
one
And
of
a part of the conception.
Since I've been here, one of the most viral moments was when you two had the 1v1 going back and forth screaming when you threw the fucking headphones and it was about the girl and shit like that. That remains one of the most viral moments. People still fucking talk about that moment, and that is rooted in your history.
I'm agreeing with you.
You know,
Alright,
and like
on the
all
flip
the
side of that, the moment would have been even more viral if that wasn't my man, because I'd have slid him off the balcony.
I threw that stupid nigga in the Hudson.
Now,
See, come on.
that's viral. You know you're the mascot for that type of virality. See what happens when you get
I hear-
together with some niggas that hate your man?
Listen, I hear what you're saying.
Go out of here.
I hear what you're saying. And I don't think me saying that is to diminish the hard work that people had to. Because when Ish and Ice first sat, a lot of the people were saying, we don't want to see that. We can't get used to their style of potting. They went and they put in the work and they did what they did, and now people love seeing them on here. So I'm not saying that there wasn't a certain level of work, but I think a big part of what built the brand was the concept of you are here with your friends.
That's true.
And that can't be taken away.
And also
I don't think
they
you
were
get the
your
same
choice.
dynamic if you started the pod with
If you ain't know me
two
and Ice.
strangers.
If you ain't know me and Ice. If you didn't know Ice and I, pardon me. We don't have.
Who you went to?
There you go. Got you beat. And they get that
Go
GD.
Yo,
I didn't understand.
we don't have the 12-year stories. We don't have the stories from Ice letting the police in. We don't have the stories from me and you running around threesomes and quadrusomes and all of that. Like we don't have
getting
those
busy
stories.
like that.
Well, it was wild. I mean, little song. But what I'm saying is we don't
Me and
have.
Ish, we had a run.
We don't have. Stop playing, man.
See?
We
You
don't
can't see.
have that to pull from.
Yo, I'm
Because
not
those lead
arguing with
into
y'all.
conversations.
I think that what y'all saying is right. I just think it's applicable to maybe 7% of the audience today.
Wow.
Yeah.
You think that low?
7?
Nah. I think it's.
So what do you think the bulk of the audience is here for?
It's more than
For
that.
the job that we do.
I think the bulk of the Patreon
the job
audience
that
is
we
not
do,
here
job
for
that
that.
we
But they intertwine.
Yeah.
It's not separated. Because the job that we do is still based on the content that we present. And so some of that content is still
I
based
think
on
the
our
line
friendships
gets
and our
blurred
stories.
because it's me and because it's friendships, but it's the job we do. It's the job we do as a collective. And even if I undersold the number, then put it at 15. It's 3
It's still
million
low.
people per week. They don't give a fuck about the friendship. If it was 5 new niggas sitting here today, the bulk of the audience is going to stay there to see how the product turns out.
True.
If we were friends with all of our stories and history and the product was foul,
True.
this thing would be a wrap.
I agree with that. No, but I
That's
think,
all I'm
but I
saying.
think,
I think a
pulling
big part
from-
of why the product is as good as it is because you have the rapport with the people that you're in front
On the
of.
flip side,
You're
of that,
able
I
to
could
say the jokes that
that's
you can
why
say
it's
to
not
us.
as good as it should be. Is because I have the report of that.
I
It's
mean,
always-
you could-
I'm not saying that.
Cool.
I'm saying that
You
there's
could.
always a flip side to that. I don't mean to be circular about
No,
it.
I understand.
Okay.
But there's more than one side to the coin. More than one way to skin a what's the
Skin a cat.
Skin a
nigga.
cat.
Skin a cat. Skin a cat.
G.
I don't understand that phrase.
ED.
I never got that either.
Then
That's
I
fucked
go,
up.
it's
I was about
over,
to say something real.
and then it's over between us.
Go ahead, get it off.
Nope.
Yo, I told you that shit hard.